Right, in this video we're going to show you how to find and how to use the new Estimates tab in Smart Manager, which is our first integration between Smart Estimator and Smart Manager. So on the Smart Manager toolbar you're going to find an Estimates tab. You click into that, we'll be able to see the full list of projects that's available in the Smart Estimator Cloud Enterprise Server. So if I just jump across to my copy of Smart Estimator here, there's my list of projects. This updates in real time between the two products now. So we can see there's our list of projects in Smart Manager. This gives us a couple of benefits. One, it allows other members of staff in the business to be able to see and access that list of projects. They can view the quotes that are in progress. They can see the status of projects without opening Smart Estimator. They can also export the project list to a CSV, which enables you to run additional reporting outside of the products. But most importantly, we can select a project, and if its status is 1, we will have the option to start. That allows us to kick into the import, where we bring all the information from the estimate across the Smart Manager, the customer details, the site details, the scaffold descriptions, etc. So you can very quickly turn the estimate, once it's won, into a live site and roll straight into the operational side of the business. All the projects that are currently live and ongoing are flagged on this view. We can go to those sites and open them up as well. It's fully searchable. You can change the sorting to your preference by clicking on the top columns. So to create a whole new site for a project in Smart Estimator, you come into the Estimates tab, discuss, locate the project you want to bring across, make sure that its status is set to 1, and then hit the start button. That will go off and retrieve the information from the estimate. Okay, and then it will give us a few options as we roll through. So first of all, you can choose whether you're reporting to an existing site already in progress, or creating a whole new site on Smart Manager. So we're going to go create new, the site name, the address, all pulls through from the estimate. We've got the same radio options we have on manual site creation. We click next. We've got the option to create a new customer, and it brings through the customer details from the project, contract name as well, and then the same radio options we have on manual site to choose whether you're going to have signatures for your handovers, photos, whether you're doing selections and that stuff. Click next. Then it will bring through the contacts from the estimate. If any of the email addresses are missing, you can add them in this stage. You can also add other contacts as well if you desire, and you can delete contacts you don't want to import. Click next again. That takes us through to the contacts, and you can see here on the left-hand side the green icons on the handle indicating our progress through the import process. These are the 3 items here from the project reporting, and we've got a tick box so we can turn off individual scaffolds. We can select all up here, and we can now create areas as well. So each site will create a default area. You can actually add additional areas. So I'm going to add 2. One for my external scaffolds, and another one for my internal scaffolds. Obviously, your areas might be different in real-time usage. Areas, plots, things like that, being hand sites like phases, a long-term project. So I can go through these items now and select the areas that are relevant to them. You can edit any details from the scaffold that it's bringing in. Here as well. Click save, and that will go ahead and wrap all of that up into a site. So here's my site I've just created. The only thing left to do is to add a staff member. So this is existing users that are going to be able to see and access that site on the mobile apps, and then finally we go into contracts, customer contact, third-party contact. There's my 2 contacts I created, just turning on the reports I want to receive when we start doing hand inspections on this site. Save those changes. And then if we just go into scaffolds, you can see the 3 scaffolds being imported, and their areas have been created there as well. And if we go back to that Estimates tab, that's now showing live, and go to site will link us through to open that site. Another advantage that this new feature offers over the previous import-export that we had from Estimator to Smart Manager is we can now import estimates and scaffolds into existing site as well as creating new site. So in this example, I've got a variation that I've done for site number 8. It's 1. I can click Start. When we come through to the import wizard, instead of creating a new site, I'm going to go select existing. I'm going to select that CAD site that I've just created and click Next. And then instead of creating a new contract, which I could do if I wanted more than one contract with different scaffolds on the site, I'm going to select existing and search for Smart Scaffolder 28 is the latest one. Select the customer for the site, and then same with contracts, we can create new or select existing, select that contract. Next, I can bring in more contacts if needed, or I can take them out. There's the existing contacts that are already on this site if the site's already open. Click Next. I've just got one item in this example. It's a stair tower. Because it's coming in after the project started, I've priced this as a variation. It's not included in the original contract. So I've got a little tick box up here, which by default, when you're adding to an existing site, is selected to denote that this is a variation and outside of the original contracted work. You can disable that if you want, or you can leave it on. And what that will mean is it flags that scaffold to anyone viewing it in Smart Manager or the mobile apps to let them know that this needs a variation completed rather than a handover certificate, which will make it easier for charging out later on. So when we click Save, it takes us through. This site was already up, staff are already there, the contract's already there. When we go into scaffolds now, there's the 3 we imported originally, and there's the 4 we've just imported. You see this little compass icon denotes it's a variation slightly separate to those other scaffolds. And same as with the create site, we've got the link to go to that site that ties it in to the project screen. A couple of top tips to get the most out of this feature. When your estimators are using Smart Estimator to create their quotation, they take a few extra steps. It will make the import much more useful to the other users on the other side of the business by bringing more of that data through. So firstly, when they're creating new addresses or selecting from the address book, if they take the time to make sure that they're putting email addresses in and adding all the relevant contacts that they're aware of on this view, those will get imported through and leave less work for the administrators that are importing those sites into Smart Manager. And also, when they're adding the items and the scaffolds, using clear, understandable descriptions of the item. So, rather than item 1, you might have plots 1, 2, and 3. And also, when you're adding scaffolds, we add a basic independent in here. Just jumping back into Schedule It, Scaffolds view, making sure those scaffolds have got common sense names as well. Because when you create scaffolds by default in Estimator, they just get labelled independent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And on a big job, you'll end up with a big list of scaffolds in Smart Manager that don't make a lot of sense to the end users on their mobile apps. So by giving them slightly more meaningful names, we can then make sure that those import a little bit more clearly into Smart Manager.